a platform. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tech Library Hub Empowerment Initiative testing. Okay. If you're just joining us, welcome. Click on the subscribe button. Today, like I've said, we're about to have a very interesting section, something that has to do with skill empowerment. And let me just wait for it. Some of our guys are trying to join. So today I'm going to be sharing my screen. I'm going to be doing something very interesting, and I'm going to try my possible best to make sure that this is something that everyone can relate to. Like it's something that you can do at the comfort of your home. And like I said before, this skill is something that you can do using your phone. You don't need to have a laptop. This is the first skill we're going to be introducing on this platform, Tech Library of Empowerment Initiative. And as we move, we are going to be introducing so many skills that you can make money from. I don't want us to miss anyone. So, okay. If you're just joining us, I suggest you just try to get your pen and your papers. Huh, I don't think you want to miss any of these things we're going to be doing today. And from the flyer, as you're seeing it, you can notice that um, we are going to be dealing with social media, everything you need to know about social media, how you can make money from social media, how you can navigate your way around content, and how you can promote your content on different social media platforms. So we're going to be dealing with all social media platforms, most especially YouTube, because I'll tell us the reason why. So if you're just joining us, like I said, be with your pen, be with your writing material, very important. And I'm going to be checking on your progress because this is a very practical section. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be responding to emails, comments, and everything just to make sure that I see your progress as you're doing it. Okay, now we are going to get right into it. So the first thing that we need to know now is what do we understand by social media? Like that's the first thing we used to say. So yes, I'm waiting. We have someone already following, and so yes, I'll just get right into it. So now the first thing that we need to understand is what's the meaning of social media and what does it mean to be a social media manager. So the first thing we need to know is that social media is just different platform that allows us to be able to showcase our content, do promotion, and yes, it's basically as simple as that. So we have different social media platform. I'm aware some of us know Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all of that. And I'm going to be going deeper into some of those things and to understand how those platforms work so that we can know how we can make the best out of each of them. So yes, we have Facebook, we have YouTube, we have Instagram, WhatsApp is also a social media platform. We also have Pinterest for most persons in Nigeria. I'm very sure they're not really familiar with Pinterest, but it's also a social media platform that is very good for promotion, and you can also earn money from several of your activities on those platforms. So, um, okay. So now, social media, like I said, social media management is strategic planning, creation, and is a strategic planning, creation, posting, monitoring, and monetization of content on social media platform. That is, either you have a social media account or you want to become a social media manager. You need to pay attention to this lecture that we have, and I assure you are going to learn something very interesting. So yes, I've already established the meaning of social media, the platforms where you can drop some of your content and the important information that you need to know about those social media platforms we're going to be focusing on. So for those of you that you already have a page or you're already a social media manager, uh, one thing you need to understand as a social media manager, you should have some of these skills. Number one, you should know how to manage account for business, brands, creators, and professionals. Then you should also know how to create content that attract attention. then build communities and convert followers into customers or income. Very, very important. I'm sure some of us have heard about ads, ADS, and so yes, for the purpose of this class, like I put in the flyer, what do you need to start? You will need a stable internet connection, very important. You will need to have a phone or a laptop, as the case may be, and you also need to be committed to this class because we are going to be taking you through the system one by one. You're going to be learning a lot of things. We are going to be introducing to you so many updates that you will not learn from just anywhere. So, if you're just joining us, my name is Mark, and I'm a social media manager, and I've been doing this for over 7 years. I've been able to manage so many brands, foreign and local brands, and I can't. There are countless of brands I've managed. So anything I'm saying now is based on my experience in this field, and I don't think you would like to miss any of them. So yes, I'm just preparing my content. Like I said, this section promises to be practical. And if you have been following this channel, if you check our last page, our last our video we dropped, I gave you an insight about what you need to become a social media manager. If you have not watched it, I'm going to drop the link in the bio of this live content that we are doing now, so that you can watch it, so you can gain from it. So yes, we are going to be focusing on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, like I said before. And like I said, what do you need to be able to gain the best from these skills that we're going to be doing? So first of all, on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, what you need to do is, first of all, you have to have an account. And how do you have an account? First thing is for you to open an email. That's why if you notice on the flyer, I added that for you to be able to follow us on the classes we're going to be doing here online, you need to have um, an email account. And if you don't know how to you don't know how to open an email account, I'm going to guide you through it. That's just basically the first step. But those of you that you're having email account, I'll just teach you how you can convert that account into a channel. So yes, I'm taking my time to do this introduction so that when we get into it, there'll be no back and forth. So one thing you need to know about is once you open an account, once you're managing a page, you need to understand that you need to choose a niche. What do I mean? You need to choose the area of your specialization, the area where you know you're going to be dropping content. You understand? So if you are a guy and you want to be doing content related to relationship, you are free. It's not gender based. If you want to go into any niche that is related to football, you want to be analyzing football, you want to be analyzing content, relationship, religious activities, you are not limited by any of this. So choosing a niche is very, very important because let's say you're a singer, for instance. You don't expect to go and sing, choose a niche that's related to football. I normally advise many of my proteges, it's better for you to choose a niche that you're very, very familiar with, something that you know you can give your best, and you're not really always thinking of something, because that's what is affecting so many content creators right now. They are good in a particular skill, but they are doing something else different. You understand? So at the end of the day, they end up paying other people to write content, to write script for them, and they struggle with it, and it's not really good. One thing about this thing is once you start with a particular niche, you should be very, very intentional with dropping content. You have to be very consistent, and when you are doing something that is not really like when something that doesn't really resonate with your skill, you definitely struggle with it. So yes, choosing a niche is very, very important, and there are so many niche. Like I mentioned, some sport, relationship. I know some of you are already familiar with Faceless YouTube channel. We are going to be doing all of that here. So it's possible for you to have a channel that you don't have to put your face out there. And that's where content marketing comes in. That's where content comes in. How to make those content that enables you to be able to do some of, let's say, share your ideas, express yourself without putting your face there on the YouTube channel. But take note of this: the fact that you're using a faceless YouTube channel, doesn't mean you are not going to at some point put your personal information. Yes, because the essence of doing this video is not just for us to make content, like I said before, for us to be able to make money from social media. And this is something I've been doing for over like so many years. So yes, I'm sure some of you are like, oh, how much can I make? Is there something? Yes, there's something in it. Yesterday I was watching a video and somebody was interviewing different content creators in Nigeria. And what's it called? Shanks, Brother Shaggy. If you're not familiar with those persons, I'm going to drop in their pictures, or you can just check their names on Brain Jota and all of that. So these guys are making money in dollars, as much as $30,000 per month. Like you can do the conversion based on your own country, wherever you are right now. It is something that you need to just pay attention to. Like you can see with the way this social media stuff is going, you don't even need to have a 9 to 5 job. Honestly speaking, all you need to understand is understand the basics, then try to see how you can grow into it and make money from it. So yeah, there are so many criteria you have to meet before you can be able to earn from these social media platforms I've mentioned. and I'm going to be taking us one by one through all of them. Like I said before, be with your writing materials, and yes, it's very important. So, what do you need to make content? It's very, very important. So, number one, we need three major things to make content on social media, because it's one thing for you to open a social media account, another thing for you to be able to keep it active. So, how do you make content that resonates with people? How do you make content that makes people want to engage on your post, that makes people want to see what, anticipate what next you want to drop? Number one, you have to have the visual, very important. Whether you're having a faceless YouTube channel or a channel that you have to put your face or put your information and identity out there. Then secondly, you have to have the sound, very, very important. The sound. It could be background music, it could be your voiceover, anyone. We're going to be dealing with all of them here. Then this what's it called? Thirdly, we have to have some other effects. I'm going to be talking about them one after the other. So okay, you can, as I'm having this live, you can drop your comment. Like I said, I'm going to respond to all of them. So yes, well, we're also going to talk about growth. How do you grow your channel, grow your content? Because it's one thing for you to drop a content, another thing for people to see it, and they use it something that I'm an expert in it. Then again, I'm going to be teaching us how we can use hashtags. How do you get the right hashtags? I'm going to be teaching us how we can know those trending. How, like, you're supposed to even know the content you're supposed to drop next. Let's say you want to go into football niche, for instance. You want to be posting things that are related to football, Chelsea, Man U. Like, you want to be an analyst, so you are supposed to know what you're supposed to post next. You understand? So there are so many platforms that we introduce to us here on this channel that we're able to tell us what we want to like. It will give you an insight on what your subscriber or your engagers are looking forward to. You understand? You cannot just give somebody lies today and tomorrow you keep giving the person lies. Of course, at some point they'll get tired of it. So you have to be very intentional. You have to be very creative for them to stick to your channel. Another thing you need to understand that a lot of persons feel like if they've gotten so much subscribers on their channel, they feel like they've done the work. No, that's just when the work is starting. Because after getting there, you have to keep them entertained. You have to keep feeding them with those content that keep them glued. And again, what you stand to gain from it is the fact that the more they're engaging on your content, the more you stand to make money online from that social media platform. And if you know you're the kind of person that you feel you just want to focus on one particular social media platform, you can. But as time goes on, you will see the need to want to diversify, and it's very, very easy. I can show you how to multitask. For instance, we have business manager. It enables you to be able to post on your LinkedIn, on your Instagram and on your Facebook at the same time. Then there are so many softwares or tools that can introduce to us that shows us how we can be able to navigate posting on different social media platforms. So yes, sorry, I know some of you are like, okay, why am I taking my time to do this? It's very, very important. You need to have an idea of what you want to do. Then again, another thing is you need to understand the monetization requirement for each of those social media platforms. Facebook, for instance, Facebook needs you need to have 1,000 subscriber before you can get monetized. Then you have to choose from any of these two other requirements. Number one is that you get 4,000 watch hour within 1 year, or you get 10 million views within 3 months. Very important. Pay attention to this. Um, that's for YouTube. I'm going to talk about each of them one after the other. So now, what do you need to be able to make this content? Take note of this. What are those things that you need for you to be able to make this content very well? Number one, you need to have some design packages. For instance, you need to have your cover. It could be pro, or you can use the free version. But for the purpose of those persons that are going into content for the first time, I will not advise you to get the pro version, because there's something we call ROI, return of investment. So it's something that I'd like you to invest into. I'm going to be monitoring your progress, each and every one of us here. I'm going to there's a WhatsApp page that I'm going to be asking you to drop your what's it called, your YouTube link or your social media link, any of the social media link platform you decide to grow. So I'm going to be checking. That means, aside the fact that we're going to be training you on this Tech Library Hub Empowerment Initiative, there's also a platform where we'll get to follow up on your progress. We want to be intentional, because we don't just want to make this money alone. Yes, everybody has to grow. And I understand that some persons are going through pressure from work, and they find it very difficult to the attachment to work is so much that they don't even have time for something else. That's why, if you know you cannot follow up our content as we're doing it live like this, you can always follow up at night whenever you are free, and we are going to try as much as possible to keep it very simple so that you can learn without having difficulties. So like I was saying, the tools and resources that you need, if you're using a phone, whether you're using a phone or a laptop, number one, you are going to need a Canva. Very important. It's a design package. It's very easy. You can log in. You can just download one, or you go to the browser and just search canva.com. Yes, I'm going to be showing us how we can do that. Then secondly, we need a CapCut. Those of you that are very familiar with TikTok, I'm sure you must have been seeing so many effects that will refer you to CapCut. It's an app, it's a platform, designing platform that helps you be able to tweak your videos or edit your videos or your pictures, your visuals or whatsoever, the way you want to do it. They also have in videos. We have so many. I'm going to introduce some AI tools also that can ease our work. But for now, we're not going to get into it. I just love it if we can learn the work from scratch and then get the best out of it. So yes, another thing we need to understand that this is not something that you just give little time or your attention to. It's something that you have to keep following up back to back. It's very, very important. There's a place for consistency. So I'm going to be introducing us to some tools that can serve as a reminder. Like you can tell us when to post, when next to post, and how we can plan our post. So very important. You have to be consistent. It's not something you just have to start today and go offline. Just see it as your normal 9 to 5 job. For some of us that are working, you can see it as your normal 9 to 5 job that you're doing right now. And if you don't put your best at the end of the month, you're not going to get paid, or you're going to be flagged for not doing your best, like by your bosses or anyone, as the case may be. So yes, another thing we need to pay attention to is you need to be very professional. What do I mean? What I'm trying to say now is on social media platforms like this, there are so many rules and regulations that you need to abide by, or else your account is going to get flagged or your account is going to get banned. I'm sure some of us would have come across some of those things online. You see somebody saying, my account has been banned, my account has been flagged, I've been suspended, mostly on TikTok. And I need us to understand, because it's one thing for us to invest into this, it's another thing for us to keep it going. So yes, I'm going to introduce us to those things that we need to keep us afloat without breaking any of those laws. We need to keep, yes, okay. So another thing we need to understand is the fact that we need to understand how we can place monetization rule and some of those things. So yes, I'm about to finish the introduction so that we can go right into the practical. So if you have any question, like I said before, you can drop it in the comment section. And yes, let's get right. So this video is not just for those that want to start. This video is also for those that are already into it and they're like, maybe they're frustrated or they don't know how they can promote their content. They don't know how to get to that level that they want to get to when it comes to social media. And so yes, okay, now for YouTube, we're going to start. Like I said, I'm going to place more emphasis on YouTube. I'm sure some of you are asking, why am I placing more emphasis on YouTube? That's because YouTube pays more, according to the latest statistics, according to what is going on. Come in, give me a moment. So YouTube, like I said before, there are by 3 criteria for you to attain before you get monetized, and you can choose 2 out of those 3 requirements. If you're just joining us, click on the subscribe button. We're going to be taking you through different series in these courses. There are so many courses we are going to be introducing here based on what the information of the flyer. Aside, okay, like I said, I'm going to share my screen later on. I want us to have basic understanding about this introduction before we move on. Okay. So at this stage, I'm sure by now you would have already figured out which of the social media platform you want to focus on. I'm not sharing my screen yet, but I will soon, because like I say, seeing is believing. And the good thing about this thing is you are going to be getting this training for free, like for free. And all these courses are going to be introducing to you. They are worth a fortune. Okay. So I'm going to now, what I want to do now is I want to give us the rundown of what we need to do for us to get any of our social media accounts to be monetized. Just like you are building a house, you want to know the amount of cement, you want to know the amount of sand, stones, and everything that you will need for that account to be monetized. So for that you're building, sorry, I'm always like, I'm a social media manager. So yeah, what's in my head is always social media. and this is just one of the things that I'm an expert in. So yes, we're going to start. We're going to get right into it. This is very important. So for YouTube, I'm going to be very slow with this so you can catch up. For YouTube, guys, what you need for your account to monetize is number one, you need your 1,000 subscribers. Take note of this. I'm using the word subscribers. For Facebook, I use followers. For YouTube, we use the word subscribers. So for YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers, which is the minimum for your account to be considered. And like I said, you have three criteria for you to choose two out of three. It's your choice. So number two, you have 4,000 watch hours. That is, people will have to watch your video for up to 4,000 watch hours. I know some of you are like, oh, it's a big deal. It's not really a big deal. I'm going to introduce us to how we can get that really, really fast. You just have to put in the work. Like I said, you have to be consistent. Then the third order criteria is you have to have 10 million views on your short videos. So we have on YouTube, we have long videos and short videos. So for long videos are videos that are 3 minutes and above. On that, I'm making reference to YouTube right now. While short videos are videos that are 3 minutes below. So now, how do you do these long videos and short videos? I need a phone. Let me show you the difference. Let me show you what I mean by long videos and short videos. For instance, guys, let me show you this. This is your phone. So we have two positions less than three. If your videos is 3 minutes 01 seconds, take note of this. YouTube will see it as a. You understand? So if you want to make landscape, that is videos that are 3 minutes and above, you have to set your phones like this. This is very important. Take note of this, guys. These are the basics you need to pay attention to when it comes to recording. So if you have a camera, like a digital camera or an analog camera, it's good. There's a way we can do the settings right there. So take note of this. For your portrait, you make use of you position your video like this, then you press record. You understand? Then for your landscape video, which is your 3 minutes plus video, you do it like this. Very important, guys. So now I'm just I know some of us feel will know this, but I'm taking note to do this so that will not be going back and forth. So a lot of persons will start having. Actually, there are so many social media, so many platforms that can introduce us to that enables us to be able to convert videos that are in landscape to portrait and videos that are in portrait to landscape. You understand? But the issue now is it's going to kind of reduce the quality of your videos, because let's say your videos are in let's say 2400 megapixel. When you start doing those conversions, it has a way of reducing the quality. So like I think I've done justice to this. So the next thing we have to do now is yeah, we're still talking about YouTube. So you have to have 1,000 subscriber, which is very, very easy. I'm going to talk about how we can get them. Then secondly, we have to get the 4,000 watch hour, and it's advisable based on my years of experience in this field. For you to be able to get this 4,000 watch hour, it means it's for you to get it easily. It's advisable you make use of videos that are 1 hour plus. I know some of you are thinking, how do I make a content that is up to 1 hour? So I'm going to introduce us to AI tools, how we can make content just by generating script. For those of you that don't know how to generate script, I'm going to show you how to generate scripts that are worth 1 hour plus. That is, you can make a movie from the comfort of your home without even getting out there, without even having and you don't need to have editing skill or any of that. But I will always advise know how to do your own video editing by yourself, because all those those are the things that makes your video different from other existing social media content makers in that niche you are in. So yes, I'm still talking about YouTube. I'm taking my time to go over this so that when we start doing some of the going into practical, we'll not be asking some of those questions. Of course, I'm still available to answer some of your questions. And then the next one now is yes, number one criteria, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Secondly, 4,000 watch hour. And again, let me add this: the 4,000 watch hour, you have to have it within 1 year. That is, if you, let's say you're having 3,900 watch hour from your YouTube channel, if you have to get up to 4,000 watch hours, or is as good as saying you are starting afresh. Take note of this. That is, if you know you want to go into this content making or social media content making or social media management and all of that, you need to know that you have to set a time frame. If you want to choose this option of 4,000 watch hour, you have to get this within 1 year, which is 12 months. Or if you want to choose the 10 million short views, which is 3 minutes plus less videos, you have to get 10 million views on those videos. These values I'm saying is these figures I'm calling is you can achieve it within 1 month. Some of you are thinking, how do I do this? I'm going to teach. We are going to introduce all of them on this platform. So another thing you need to know, I'm going to teach you how to make do ads promotion on Facebook. You can do your ads using your credit card. That is, you can intentionally ask Facebook, Instagram to promote those your content. You just have to make little payment, and yeah, that's another way. And another way, I'm going to teach us how to use hashtag to promote our videos. I'm going to teach us how we can use our ordinary, just our link to get views, to get likes, engagement on our videos. So now let's go next. The next thing we're going to be doing now is we've talked about YouTube. That is how all the things I mentioned are how the things that you're supposed to do to make you to become a YouTube partner. You understand? So for you to join the YouTube partner program on YouTube, that for you to get for you to start getting paid in dollars. Very, very important. And yes, other things that you will need after monetization, we're going to drop a video about that later. How you need to have a domiciliary account, depending on where you are coming from. How you have to have an ID card, like maybe your NIN or your like driving license or any form of identity. We're going to talk about that, but let's just get our account to that point where it is open for monetization. That is, YouTube are going to consider it for monetization. So the first thing, like I said, is 1,000 subscribers. So as soon as you get this 1,000 subscribers, you're going to get an email from YouTube telling you that congratulations, you've focused on any of the other two that I've mentioned. So now let's get right to the next one, which is TikTok. So TikTok is another social media, the black app, like a lot of persons do refer to it as. So it's another platform that has lots of people that are there just watching videos, spending time there, and somehow it's kind of painful when I see a lot of person always spending hours on all these social media platform, and they're just watching other people make money. I'm sure you're aware that the more you're watching some of these contents, the more the creator making money, the more they are getting the views, the more you're getting the engagement. So now, instead of you always thinking, like, instead of you just watching other people make money, why don't you also try to give people something that will make you earn money in dollars? You understand? Very, very important. So talking about TikTok, so TikTok is for those persons in Nigeria and some other countries, TikTok is not really available for monetization yet. It is something that is subject to approval. They're still working on it. So, but if you know you're in America, any part of the world, developed countries, wherever you are, UK, yes, you can open a TikTok account. And I'm going to tell you how, if you are a Nigerian, how you can also have a TikTok account that can pay you money in dollars. So okay, so now, like I was saying, for TikTok, for you to get your account monetized, the first thing that you need to have is 10,000 followers. You need to have 10,000 followers on TikTok, which is very, very easy. Yes, 10,000. Yes, very, very easy. I know you'll be like, oh, I'm saying it's very easy. Yes, don't worry. When I start introducing some of those promotional strategy that I've been using for not just my own account, for so many brands, you're going to see some of them. Then, secondly, you need to have 100,000 views in less than 30 days. Do you understand? Like, you have to have 100,000 views. Like, I'm talking about TikTok. We're done with YouTube now. You have to have 100,000 views in the last 30 days on your videos accumulated together. Very, very important, guys. That is, all your videos you posted within 1 month must be able to hit 100,000 views. Then you must be up to 18. I'm sure most of us here we're definitely up to 18. That's why in the settings of this video, I made this video 18 plus. That is, people that can watch it are people that are 18 plus, and like they can have access to it. So yes, that is all you need to know about TikTok. Then secondly, you also, what you need to know is let's move on to Facebook monetization. On Facebook, you must have 10,000 followers on your page, on your profile. I'm sure you understand that Facebook is divided into two. That is your own personal Facebook account and the Facebook page. You understand? Just like you having doing your LLC for your business, you are separating your business from your own personal identity. Like now, my name is Mark. I can have an account, my own personal account. Let's say I'm Mark. I can also have a page that I'm going to call Mark the social media, or I can just have a page, social media manager. You understand? That is, it's different for me. I don't get to post my own personal information, my family, and all of that. It's strictly business, and this is very advisable. So I always advise people that if you want to have a page, or you want to go into Facebook, you want to monetize a particular Facebook platform, it's advisable for you to open it as a page and not as a profile. Some of you are wondering how you can open some of these things. I'm going to give you practical knowledge on how you can do some of those things. Don't worry, I'm going to share my screen. It's going to be a very, very practical one, so you don't have to worry about anything. Then secondly, if you decide to want to use your own private account, like you don't want to open a page, I can teach you how you can convert your private account to your page. I'm sure some of you understand that once you get to 5,000 followers or friends on your private account, YouTube, Facebook doesn't allow you to add more. You can't have more friends. What I mean is, once you get up to 5,000 friends on Facebook, You cannot get more than that. That is, you are limited to only 5,000 friends on Facebook. And how do you increase this number? That's I'm just saying, is based on for this person that they feel is stressful, they don't want to open a new page and start afresh. You can also convert your own private account to a public to a page. You understand? And this is something very easy. I'll teach you. You can just there's a way you can turn on your professional mode. We are going to do that. So, what are the requirements for Facebook monetization? That is, what are those things you must do for Facebook to consider you for monetization? Then I've mentioned them 10,000 followers on your page. Then, second, you have to have 600,000 minutes of video watch in the past 60 days. Please take note of this time. I've mentioned the time frame for YouTube. I mentioned the time frame for TikTok. I'm talking about Facebook right now. Like, first requirement I mentioned is the fact that you must have 10,000 followers on your page, on your profile. And then I also mentioned how you can convert your personal account to a page. Then also the second requirement for monetization is that you must have 600 minutes of videos in the last 60 days. That is in the last 2 months. Very, very pay attention to this. Very, very important. So it's something you have to pay attention. And I'm sure some of you already know that Facebook and Instagram, they operate under the same system. That is, the owner of Facebook is still like, if you go to your Facebook now, for instance, let's say you want to make a post. Some of you would have seen this tag on top of it that is showing Instagram icon, showing that you can also make that post on your Instagram, meaning they work hand in hand. You can have a Facebook page and leverage on it to also manage your Instagram page. They work, you can, like, they're interwoven. They can make use of them. Then you can go to your Instagram page and also use it to work on your Facebook page. That's why I'm going to introduce us to something called Ads Manager and Business Manager. So some of these things, there are apps available on for those of us using our phones. There are apps available on iStore, that is for those of you using iPhone, and there's an app also available on Play Store for Android users. So you're not limited; you can also do it. So now let's get right into the next one, which is Instagram. What are those things you need to do for Instagram to consider us for monetization? What are those things you need to do for Instagram to start paying you money in dollars? Very, very important. I don't joke with money. So the first thing you need to do is, first of all, you must have 10,000 followers. You must have 10,000 followers. Oh, by the way, sorry, I forgot something. When I was talking about TikTok, guys, I told you that as a Nigerian, your account will not be considered for monetization once you are using Nigeria as a location when you're creating that particular TikTok account. But one way you can go around this, let me just make this point, is that it's either you have someone that is in America or someone that is outside, maybe UK or China or some of those countries, that can open an account for you and then send you the login details. You are good to go. And you don't need to continue using VPN. What TikTok is very interested in is the location you open that account. And again, another way you can go around this is, let's say you open a Nigerian account. There's a way you can convert your Nigerian account, or there's a way you can make your Nigerian TikTok account credible for monetization. That's why the fact that it was not open in Nigeria. How do you do this? Number one, you have to use a VPN. So I'm going to give us, yes, I remember this. I'm going to note this after this video. You're going to I'm going to give us access to my own personal login details to premium VPN that enables us to change our location and then open this account, or it enables us to be able to convert our personal account, that is our account that we open in Nigeria. We'll be able to open it. And then how do you do this? Let me explain this. So if you know you have an account that's been opened here in Nigeria, how do you change it to how do you make it open for them to monetize? One thing you need to do is you have to use VPN for the next 3 months. That is, in 90 days, your account has to show that you are in that particular location or that country, that monetization is not limited to them. That is, you said that you can do that by, maybe you travel out, and automatically when you travel out, your address changes, or you can use a VPN, and that means anytime you want to log into that TikTok account, your VPN has to be on. This is very, very important, because if you don't do this, it's just like, okay, for instance, let's say on TikTok, let's say you started using VPN for 1 month. Like I said, you need to do this for 90 days, which is 3 months. Let's say this today now, let's say you've been using TikTok, you're trying to convert your Nigerian TikTok account to maybe to another country so that they can consider you for monetization. One thing you need to know is that you have to be consistent for the next 90 days. That is, for the next 90 days on your TikTok. You can also you have to be cautious about opening your TikTok. Before you open your TikTok, you have to log in and turn on your VPN. You understand? That is, if you are not outside the country. These are some of the ways you can beat the system. Very, very important. Another way you can do it is you can, if you can travel outside the country, you can travel outside the country. Yes, your address changes automatically. So that's, and again, it has to be done for 90 days. Then again, what we need to know now is, let me go back to Instagram. Like I was saying before, on Instagram, you have to have typically 10,000 followers. And yes, then you have to have, yes, it must be 18 plus, definitely. And that's just basically everything you need to have about Instagram. I'm going to be dropping each of those things one by one. Then, yes, on X, which is formerly Twitter, owned by the richest man. I don't know if you see the richest man, but Elon Musk is the owner of X. It's something that happened, I think it's over a year or 2 years now since he bought Twitter, which is now X. So what you need to have is 500 followers. You see, it's very simple. 500 followers. Then you have to have 5 million impressions in the last 3 months, guys. That is, your impression must be up to 3 months. That is, your engagement that you're getting from your content or your tweets that you're getting must be up to 5 million impressions. Then you have to have a verified phone number or a verified email that they will use to contact you with for some of those policy things that you have to meet up with. I'm going to talk about that. Then there's another one that is going very viral now. A lot of persons that, like Shanks is doing, is making millions in dollars. Shanks is doing it. This is something that I started doing it also. But yes, so there's something about specialization, focusing. If you know you cannot manage so many social media accounts, you can just focus on one or two. But yes, if you know you are very good in multitasking, which is something I'm very good in, you can also consider doing other ones. So yes, on Twitch, you need just 50 followers. Twitch is just something that's very recent. It's not that it's just, they just started it not quite long. So the threshold for monetization is still reduced. So if you notice, even before now, YouTube wasn't up to, for you to get monetized, it wasn't even up to 1,000 subscribers. So all those things are being increased at the time goes, because a lot of people want to get monetized. So they're just setting up the standard, raising up the bar for people to reach. You understand? So this is basically everything you need for monetization on, I think I've mentioned 6 social media platforms. I mentioned YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, and Twitch. Very important. So now I want to assume we all know the requirements that we need to get our either of these social media that I've mentioned monetized. I want to introduce us to Pinterest later, but let's just have this knowledge for now. So yes, another thing we need to know is we need to have an idea about those things that we can do, because I'm very intentional about this, guys. I'm very intentional, because it's one thing for you to open an account and your account is doing well. Imagine you're having 1 million followers, and after some time, let's say 3 months, your account gets banned. It's just like saying all your work has gone down the drain. So aside the fact that you have to open an account and earn a living and make money from it, there are some rules you must pay attention to. I've already done this. I made a video on this particular channel where I was able to highlight those rules you must pay attention to, so that your account is not going to be demonetized, or is not going to not be considered for monetization, or is not going to be banned or suspended. And this is something that is very common, mostly on TikTok and YouTube. Very common. So for those persons that wants to know why I keep on mentioning YouTube, YouTube pays more than every other social media platform. There's a percentage that you get from every of your content that is making money for you, any of your videos, and there's a percentage that YouTube will take. They are taking a larger part. I think the last time I checked was 70-30. That is, you're taking 70%. That if, let's say you make $1,000 now, you're making about 70% of that money, and YouTube is taking 30% of that money. So it's something that them two, they're earning from you, and you can make money from also from collaboration, not just from your content. Imagine you're having up to 1 million subscribers. A lot of persons will reach out to you via email that they want you to promote their brand. So subconsciously, I would like to say, or whenever you're making your content, at the back, if you notice, some of the, for instance, if you're very familiar with Chris Brown, people like Davido, those in Nigeria, Tyler, and all of that, whenever they're making their music videos, you can see different brands. You can see them using different cars from let's say Rolls Royce, and so many brands. They're always showing it at the back of their videos. Those platforms were the ones that paid for that video making. So they're just like they're giving them a particular incentive, or they've paid them for them to go to advertise, for them to promote their own brand while you're trying to shoot your own brand. That is, you're using one stone to kill 2 birds. So let me see if you can drop your comments. I'm going to respond to messages. If you have any question, you can drop it to the comment. I'm going to respond to it. Yes. So yes, now what I want to talk about now is the rules. What are those things that you can do that can keep your account safe from being banned on social media, That what are those things that will keep your account from being suspended, which is very, very important. Because recently this thing happened to me. One of the accounts I've been managing, because one of the things you need to understand that YouTube, Facebook, and all of that, they always update their system, so you have to stay abreast with some of these updates. Very, very important, so that you will not go offline. So I'm going to still go over that. Take note of this. I've already said that for you to be able to do this, you must have a working email, you must have a device, you must stay consistent, you must stay committed, and you must be creative. So I'm going to start with this. I know some of you are like, okay, you want to get right into it. For those of you that you already have an account, you just want to know how to promote it, we are going to do all of that on this channel. Now, I'm just doing this for the purpose of those persons that they don't have basic knowledge about how some of these things work, so that they can follow up and then also make money. So for those of you that already have an account and you're just interested in just promotion, how to get those requirements that I've been mentioning, the 4,000 watch hour, the 10 million views, yes, I'm going to introduce us to each one after the other. Then also, I said you need to have a working email. So this is what I normally advise, guys. Let's say you want to open an account. Let's say you want to go into the football niche. You want to be, let's say you're good with cooking. Like you want to go into the culinary. Like you want to show people what you know, like nutrition, cooking, and all of that related stuff. It's always advisable for you to open an account or for you to open an email that is related to what you are doing. For instance, my name is Mark, like I've mentioned. If I want to open an account that is related to sport, I rather open an account like Mark the Sports Guy at gmail.com, or Mark the Sport Guy at the domain. If you have a website, you can use your own domain. I can use Mark the Sport Guy at maybe Yahoo Mail or any of those mails that we have, Outlook and the likes. So always make sure you use an email that showcase your brand. There's advantage in, like, there's a reason why I'm saying this. So that sometimes your account is having issues, you want to make a complaint to customer support and some of those things. It's always good for you to maintain the same identity. Very, very important, guys. So like I mentioned before, what one thing I need to do is we want to talk about what are those rules. I'm doing it for the sake of those persons that have not watched the last video that I mentioned before. It's on our channel. It's already there. I think it's up to a week. Yes, you can check it. I'm going to put the link. If you have not watched it, I think that's the last video on this channel. You need to watch it because I said so many things I might not be able to have enough time to run down doing this particular one. So another thing, what are those rules that you need to pay attention to? Very, very important. You don't want to start something and go offline. These rules are very, very strict. They don't bend these rules. That is talking about YouTube partners and talking about TikTok and those other stuff. Yes, very important. So what are those guidelines you need to follow? I'm taking my time to do this so that when we get into practicals, we'll avoid some of those questions and so I will know how to stay afloat. I'm also going to try to give updates, or like say make a video later on how, if you're having some of these issues currently, how you can able to navigate, how you can appeal, how your account can be considered to remain monetized, or for it not to have broken any of those rules. So number one, which is very, very important, if I've been doing this before, that's I'm always saying this, you have to open a new email account. If I've been doing this before, take note of this. Your account is not going to get monetized, or it's going to affect your visibility. It's one thing for your account to see, it's possible for your account not to be monetized on any of those social media platforms, and yet the visibility is reduced. So what's the essence of you going to the market when nobody will see you? You understand? You don't get to make transactions, you don't get to buy or sell. So people have to see you, what you are doing, what you are offering to them. That is where visibility comes in. And because of the visibility issue, that's why a lot of people that they have opened their account for the last 3 years, they've been making posts. I recently I came across one YouTube account channel that the person is having over 700 videos, but the likes of the person is not even up. If I everything accumulated together, it's not even up to 100 likes. Can you imagine? That means the visibility of that account has been reduced. So take note of it. That's the reason I'm taking down, or that's the reason I'm going through these guidelines you need to follow. And I'm going to this applies to all the social media platforms. Very, very important. And you have to see this social media space is a professional space. Is your office. Like let's say you want to be making money, you want to stop doing your 9 to 5, you want to stop doing whatever you are doing, you are good in content. So they have to treat this with utmost importance. Like this, you don't have to take it like anything that comes out. No, you have to see that it's very, very important, very, very serious. So one of those things you need to avoid is hate speech. Hate speech. Some persons do these things without even knowing. You go to somebody will make a video, you go under their comment section and say, you are mad. Oh, so like you are saying nonsense, or use something that it's like harassment, cyberbullying. You be like, why are you this fat? Why are you this slim? All these things are very important. Don't body shame. Like it's very, very, don't use hate speech, because when you apply for monetization, mostly on YouTube and TikTok, take note of these guys. They will go and review all your account activities, all the things you have been doing. If your account is 1 year or 2 years ago, they will review everything. They will take their time. That's why when you apply for monetization, after taking those requirements I've mentioned, they'll go and check and make sure that in the last 1 year, or how soon, or let's say the last this I need water. So like in the last time, like since you open the account, they'll check all your activities. So that's why sometimes some persons, when you click on monetization, they'll tell you that wait, we're going to review your account. Some persons it takes 1 month, some people take 1 week. Like I've been able to experience one that took only 3 days. That is, as soon as we click for monetization, the account was given was monetized. The person was given license to become a YouTube partner within 3 days. That's the fastest that has happened to me. I've had some that took 1 month. I had to wait. I kept on sending emails. I've been able to meet the monetization requirement. How come this account has not monetized? They'll send the response saying that we are still going through it. We are going to respond as soon as we can. So that is something you need to pay attention to. So number one is hate speech. Avoid it, like I've mentioned. Then number two, you need to avoid threats. Don't threaten somebody. I'll come for you. I'm going to use avoid using KILL words. You understand? I don't want to mention it because it's against the policy. As you can see, I'm being intentional about following those rules, and very, very important. And this is something I've been doing for a very long time. So if you know that you want to use content that are related to content that you have to use some of those KILL words, or what's like this DESTROY, you understand? You have to substitute the word for something else, or during the editing of those videos, you have to kind of put like a sound that covers the sound, you understand? That covers that pronunciation of those words. Avoid using words like FUCK, very, very important. Avoid using words like that, not good. So then let's go to number three. The guideline that you need to pay attention to is avoid using sexual content that is involving minors. Like let's say recently I somebody account, I've not mentioned the person's name, was she's very known to she's one of those persons that are always doing this OnlyFans thing. I came across it recently. Her account was demonetized because she used a minor at the background. What do I mean by a minor? That is those persons that are not up to 18 years. They are not licensed to do content that shows nudity, that shows their sexual, their body and everything. So if you're making content, you have to be very intentional about what you wear. Very important. And I'm sure some of you will be like, I've seen content that people are wearing bikini and some of that. Yes, it happens, but this what I'm mentioning, or what all these things I'm listing now is it's better for you to keep your account safe so that all your effort will not go down the drain than for you to have issues when your account has reached the level of monetization. They need to avoid promotion of illegal drugs. It has happened. A friend of mine in Miami, I got his account monetized recently. So the person got an email that is a brand that is selling all those illegal drugs. You know what I mean by illegal drugs? I don't want to mention them. Message him for him to be able to use their content in his content. That is, while he's shooting his own content, maybe it's in his is a musician. Maybe while he's shooting his content, they want them to show brand. Let's say the cup is holding. Let me drink water. Let's say in the music video, as I'm holding this cup, they want to see the brand of that illicit drugs, or that like, you know what I mean, like drugs that are not allowed, like, you understand? So you have to pay attention to it. Then another thing you need to pay attention to is weapons. Never you showcase any weapons. You understand? Whether it's a toy, GUN, or anything you are using, RPG. Of course, nobody can go on the YouTube this thing with RPG. Yes, so you can. So if you notice, you've watched a lot of videos and you see people doing those using, like, for instance, you know, what's it called? Let me mention someone. I've forgotten their names. A popular actor that is used to using GUN, like, you know what I mean. So let me think. I think, okay, Jackie Chan. No, Jackie Chan doesn't use it. Who will I use now? Okay, I don't know if you know Van Damme. Like, yes, he's yeah, one of the old school guys that normally do videos, that action-based movies, that's always using GUN. You understand? So if you notice, before those people drop those kind of videos on YouTube, there's always a disclaimer. That is, they have gone through the policy, this thing, like they have gone through the stages, and then they're allowed to make some of those content viral without it being affected. They have the liberty. That's why you see some videos, you see disclaimer. this video doesn't want to promote violence or any of those things. So very important. So if you put some of those things, somehow it keeps your account safe. But to be on the safer side, avoid using some of those things. And whether it's a long video or a short video, avoid using it. And not just in your visual, also in your comments. Avoid using emojis that shows GUN. For instance, let's say I want to say this video is about, you are typing your description, because any video you want to post, whether a short or a long video on YouTube or any of the social media platform, there's a place where you have to enter the title, then the description, and the hashtag. Make sure even in your comment, you don't have anything that showcase drug or GUN or weapon, any form of, you know what I mean. So another thing you should also avoid is misinformation. For instance, you can't just come out and say the president of America, Donald Trump, which is current president of America, you can't just come out and say Donald Trump is no longer, like, don't promote propaganda that are not true. Very important. And again, for some of us that are on this, that are following this video, if you know you want to do faceless YouTube channel, pay attention to what I have to say. I've already explained what it means to have a faceless channel. It could be on YouTube or anyone. That is you want to be making content that you don't get to put your face out there, guys. You have to also know that for you to be able to do this, you have to turn on, there's a place. Let me make reference to YouTube. I'm going to show that. Don't worry, I'm going to show that. Let's say you make an AI video, an animated video that is like saying, maybe you now have an animated video of Donald Trump saying that he has conquered this country, and whereas he has not done that. So you have already broken through two policy. Number one, you are misinformation. Number two, you are saying something that somebody doesn't say. So you have to be able. So before you can post some of those videos, you have to turn it on. That's the reason why some of these faceless YouTube channels these days are not being monetized. Imagine after putting all the whole work and everything, and when it's not time for monetization, they'll tell you that you are not viable, like you are not allowed, you are not there, and they'll tell you that your account has been marked for spam or illegal activities or suspicious activity. These are some of the things that you can also have issues with. Then let's go to something very, very important: copyright violations. What did I say? Copyright, write it down. In fact, if you're having a red pen, go and hold it and write it and underline what I'm saying now. Avoid copyright violation. Very, very important. And some of you are good with like content, and so some of us that are content writers, or some of us that are like in the academic space, you know what it means for you to plagiarize. You understand? It's a punishable offense. So a lot of people don't know that you can actually do some of these things without even knowing it. And I'm going to teach us how we can avoid some of them. So number one, what do I mean by copyright violation? That is when you are using somebody's intellectual property on your own content. You understand? It's called copyright, like it's called copyright violation. That is, you don't have the authorization to make use of somebody's content. And what I mean by content, I don't mean just visual. It could be music. Understand? Your background music that you're using, because I'm sure some of us, in order not for us to make our videos to be boring, you need to put some background music so that you make it very interesting. Let's say it's educational purpose or all of that. We add some background music, you use some of those things, and yes, it's something that it's a violation. So yeah, you have to avoid it. So the good thing there is I'm going to introduce us to places you can make use of some content, some music, visual, without getting violated. So I think you should note that down. I've noted it down. I'm not going to forget. And another thing you need to know that is some persons are used to reposting people's content. Like for instance, let's say, okay, don't worry, when we get to particles, I'm going to show that. So you cannot use people's sound because those sounds are already licensed to a particular brand. Like let's say Michael Jackson, you know, at some point you're signed to Sony. Let's say you are playing, let's say you are doing your fitness, you're in the gym, and maybe you are doing some activities in the gym, and now at the background you're now playing Michael Jackson. Of course, Sony is the owner of that music that Michael Jackson dropped. So you said that for TikTok alone, for TikTok will even tell you that this video, you are going to share the resources from that video. But on YouTube, you are going to be, immediately you drop that video, within 1 minute, in fact 1 minute, within some seconds, you are going to be sent an email that visibility of that video has been restricted, or that video has been taken down. You understand? So imagine you spend 1 hour plus making a video, whether you're doing it by yourself or whether you're using AI and all of those things I'm going to introduce us to, that video is going to be taken down. So it's wasted effort. So it's better for you to pay attention to some of these things from the very beginning, for us not to waste our time. You understand? That's one thing you need to pay attention to. So avoid using people's content without referencing them, or avoid using people's content. Why will you even want to use people's content when you are very creative? That's why I said that in choosing the niche you want to go into, make sure it's something that you are very, very good in. You understand? You cannot be a sport lover and you have a niche on YouTube or TikTok that has to do with fashion, that is, you'll be showcasing different brands, skincare, and everything. So make sure you're doing something that you know you will never go out of content, because it's one thing for you to stay relevant. It's one thing for you to have subscribers. It's one thing for you to keep them attached to your page. It's one thing for you to keep them anticipating for your next content that is to come. So this is practically everything you need to know about some of the law policies that can affect your account. Then again, you need to also understand that this is for those persons that have reached the monetization requirement. You need to avoid using fake information. If your name is Mark, like my name is Mark, and let's say when I've reached to some of these requirements, YouTube is not asking me to upload my password, and I'm going forgery. You now go and forge the card or use something that doesn't like you know what I mean, guys. Like not using your real identity or not using your real information. It is what I'm saying now is it is possible for him to open a YouTube channel and I'm using Mark the Good Boy as my channel name. But when I want to at the back end, when it's time for me to get my account monetized, I cannot use that name as my name. I have to enter my first name, my last name, and all my address, my location, and everything. This is very important because for you to, for instance, let's say there's a particular threshold or milestone that you achieve that YouTube want to send you a placard showing that you've reached this stage, you reach this stage. So your address is very important. So they don't play with this information. So it's very, very important. See it like it's your boss in the office, or just see that something very official. That's what I'm just trying to say. So you have to be careful with adult content. You're not supposed to post any plus 18 content on your site, whether consciously or by mistake. You're not supposed to post something like that. And I've talked about you avoiding informations and avoiding sensitive topics. Whenever that's why you said that you use a disclaimer or you can blur that part. Very important. And also you for your own self personally. Let's say you're making a video. Let's say you're the kind of person that, like me, I've made countless of videos like this. You want to make video that has to do with training people how to make ads, which we are going to do on this channel. You are not supposed to show your own card details. So there's a place you can blur your own information so that people will not see. So you are protecting yourself aside even protecting aside going against those channel policies or going against the social media policies. You have to protect some of those informations as it pertains to you. Very, very important. Then again, when you're opening your account, always make sure you're using a password that you will not forget. I always advise people that want to open a channel, always use your email. Whenever you want to create an account, or like use email or create a username or a password, always use your email, because it's not something you forget. And if you forget, they'll send you a recovery code. Take note of this, guys. So another thing you need to know is that of like YouTube now, it's advisable for you to do your two-factor authentication. If I remember, I'm going to be showing us how we can do some of these things one by one. And then one thing you need to know again, after opening your account, you need to post consistently the right thing that you need to keep feeding them so they will get fat. Sorry, I'm just joking. So another thing is yeah, this is basically everything you need to know about opening about being a social media manager, or opening or starting to if you are considering going to content making or social media. These are some of the things you need to know that can keep you on top of that that can keep you afloat without breaking some of those laws. So yes, I'm going to make another videos. We are going to be updating. Like I said, we are starting with social media management. The next one we have website design, Shopify, and all of that in stock waiting for you guys. And yes, let me check my comment if there's any question. Yeah, very good. I just saw someone from I just saw a question from the OBGs. Yeah, this is a very good one. The person is asking, please, sir, help us understand how to avoid two copyright infringement and also the meaning of strike and durations. Yes, we're going to talk about this. I've already mentioned some of them. So once you get a strike, that is, once you have violated a copyright, it takes some time, 3 months for your account to be open, like for you to just like you being in prison. Of course, you have to serve your sentence before you are being allowed to continue posting and making content. After your account has been monetized. Take note of this. And again, how do you avoid some of the questions? How do you avoid copyright infringement? I've already said that. We're going to be doing some practical, how you can avoid using music and some of those things. And again, even when you want to post, even after checking all those things, if you want to post, I can introduce some of those tools that will show that this content you're about to post is already having copyright. That is already somebody else has already used that content and you need to pay attention to it. So let me see. Somebody just asked, on TikTok, must you be up to 18 years to have a TikTok account? Yes, you can have a TikTok account, no doubt about that. But for you to have a monetized TikTok account, you must be up to 18. That's why a lot of persons are having this issue. I have a friend of mine that is not up to 18, and this guy is very good in content. he opened a TikTok account, and he manipulated the age. That is, he falsified the age. He's 17, but the age, when you open your TikTok account, they'll ask you for your age information, your date of birth, and everything. He changed the age to be a year older, so that TikTok will allow him to go to how to monetize his account when it's time for monetization. And guess what? When it was now time for monetization, TikTok said they're not allowing him to monetize that account until he's up to 18. That is wasted effort. So, guys, from my own end, it has been a wonderful time, and I'm still going to be checking for comments. And if you have, I'm going to be dropping. Okay. New another question. Okay. Somebody just asked, Joy Aura 18, how can we manage our videos on YouTube? I mean, posting and all of that. Yes, it's some of the things I have in stock for all of us. How can you manage your videos? How do you know when to post? How do you know the best video that will post, that will perform? All those things are something that we're going to introduce. So today is basically for introduction. This is something very, very wide. So I took my time to explain it so that I will not be will not be having this back and forth. That is, we'll not be going over this over and over. So today, what we have been able to achieve is I've mentioned some of the social media platforms we are going to be focusing on. I've also mentioned what you stand to gain. I've also mentioned the things that you need to do that makes you not to break some of those rules that makes your account not to be monetized. I've also mentioned the tools that we need to make content. I'm going to be introducing to them one by one. Tell your neighbor one by one. Very important. So, okay, somebody just asked, how can we know there's a copyright? Yes, I'm going to talk about that. I told you before now that you can check for some of those tools I will introduce us to before you drop that video. And again, there's another way we can actually go around that. Let's say after dropping a video, you can put it on private, but let's not go into that. It's better for you to avoid it than for you to now try to want to make amends after making that mistake. Like I said, your account, your video might not be taken down, but your video might be your visibility of your account might be streamlined. Like this, like your visibility will no longer, like nobody have access. If you notice, this thing normally happens. Let's say you're the kind of person that posts. Let's say you open an account today on TikTok, and then whenever you drop a content, you're always having at least 2,000 views or so. But once your account has been suspended, your viewers are not even up to 300, except you try using other ways of promotion, maybe hashtags. And I'm going to teach us, like I said, I can get some of those hashtags and how you can do ads, I can do promotion, I can grow your account, I can do ads. Very, very important. So I'm going to take us through all of that. And I think we'll come to the end of this wonderful section. It has been a wonderful time with you guys. This is Tech Library Hub Empowerment Initiative. And guys, take note of this. There's no way you can be seeing subsequent videos if you are not following this channel, because I'm going to drop on our channel on the bio a WhatsApp link that you can join the group. I can drop our email account that you can use to message me in case you can send an email to us so that we can know the difficulty you're having. And like I said, one of the things you stand to benefit from joining the WhatsApp channel or the WhatsApp group is the fact that I get to follow up on your progress on your account that we're trying to go together. That is, you get to have premium access to someone that gets to follow up on your progress. That is, you need to know whether you're doing the right thing at the right time. Very, very important. So yes, it has been a wonderful time with you guys. And I'm already missing you guys. There's so much in my head that I want to drop, and there's no way you can get some of this if you're not following this channel. And you can always take your time to watch these videos. And yes, I'll be looking forward to comments and likes. And yes, we want to go together. So from my own end, have a wonderful day, guys. And I'm going to be talking to us in very, very soon. You're going to see premium content. We want to make this money, and by the grace of God, we'll make this money together. It's very easy. It's not difficult, very easy. All the I mentioned is something you can do. Very, very easy. So, guys, in the next video, we are going to be talking about how we can create this account. For those of you that don't know how to, so we're going to create a YouTube account from the scratch. We're going to open all those accounts from the scratch. We might not really have access to open all those accounts, but I'm going to still introduce us to some of those things, and something you can do by your own self. So yes, it has been wonderful. So we don't have any comment for now, and I'm going to bring this video to a close. And do have a wonderful day, guys. On behalf of Tech Library of Empowerment Initiative, it's been a wonderful time. Thanks for watching, guys. Do have a wonderful day, and love you guys.